sat beside me on the grass, your eyes alive with summer skies. I laughed along, I played the part, but hid the fire behind my lies. You asked about the stars that night, and I just stared at your bare feet. So many words I never spoke, so much of me you'd never meet. You left before I found the breath to speak the truth I kept beneath. What I meant to say was stay, but I smiled and walked away. What I meant to say was please, but I froze with shaky knees. You moved on, you never guessed what I meant to say I suppressed. The wind was soft, your laugh was light. The moment begged for something real, but all I gave were empty jokes, too scared to tell you how I feel. Now every time I hear your name, it hits like thunder through my chest. The past won't change, the words are gone, still beating where they found no rest. It haunts me in the quiet days, the sentence I could never say. What I meant to say was wait, but I watched the closing gate. What I meant to say was you, but I let the silence through. You were the chance I let decay, all the love I meant to say. I whisper it beneath my breath to shadows shaped by your silhouette. If time rewound, I'd break the chain and never let you walk away. Away. Just kids without a map, living on instinct, no looking back. Every road led to the next breath, never once afraid of death. We laughed like time was make-believe, too young to know what it would leave. Now I replay what slipped so near, that summer when we disappeared. Though the sky was burning gold, it faded fast and left me cold. That summer we disappeared, without a trace, without a fear. Now it plays like a dream too clear. That summer we disappeared. You held my hand like it was truth. The world was magic in our youth, but every promise we once made fell away in the autumn shade. I searched for signs, but there are none, just empty wind and setting sun. Still I ache for what was near, that summer when we disappeared. just left, took the light and all the rest. That summer we disappeared, where love was loud and doubt was fear. I still whisper to what I breathe here. That summer we disappeared. Silence like a flame, still haunted by your vanished name. It burns in places I once cheered. That summer we disappeared. Silence like a flame, still haunted by your vanished name. It burns in places I once cheered. That summer we disappeared. Walls without a plan, they rose as fast as trust began. Each glance that missed each word unsaid turned warmth to fear inside my head. I laugh when no one's in the room, pretend the silence doesn't bloom. But deep beneath this calm facade is isolation I applaud. I learned to guard what no one sees, to shiver while the world's at ease. These walls I never chose now trap the heart that froze. I'm locked inside my skin, too scared to let life in. I crave a voice to break the spell, a stranger who could somehow tell. But even if they tried to stay, I'd send their kindness far away. I don't know why I push and run, why comfort feels like setting sun. Perhaps I fear when love might show how much I know. I never rest to feel this far, but now I sleep beneath that star. These walls I didn't seek now echo what I speak. No one will find me here where hope has disappeared. dies away again, each silence carving deeper pain. You held your tongue, I bit my pride, afraid of what we'd find inside. The days grew long, the nights grew thin, we buried truth beneath the skin. And though we touched, we felt alone, two hearts that never found a home. You held the weight you couldn't say, and I let love just drift away. We broke apart without a sound, too scared to turn and face the ground. We lived a love that we erased, a truth we feared but never faced. I felt you slipping from my chest, but told myself you'd need some rest. You smiled with corners pulled too tight, and I convinced myself it's right. We danced around the things we knew, avoided all we should have viewed. And now you're gone without a trace, but not before you left your place. I wonder if you felt it too, the ache of what we didn't do. We broke apart behind our eyes, where hurt was dressed in soft disguise. We left so much we never faced, and filled the void we never braced. Some endings start with what's not said, with words we bury deep instead. I wish we dared to speak, to stay, but silence led us both away. Took the keys, drove past dawn and broken dreams. Didn't need a starting point, just an aching heart and restless joints. The highway whispers soft and wide, and I let go of needing sights. I passed through towns that never knew the weight of me. Lives are sketched in bold, clean lines, but mine got lost in exit signs. And every mile just felt like truth on a map I never drew. Some people walk in well-worn shoes. I run from things I'd only lose. I'm following a map I never drew, chasing something I once knew. No compass plan, promised land, just the wheel in my own hands. I'm not lost, just passing through on a map I never drew. The rear view holds the life I left, with packed motel, stories wrapped in the highway spell. TV hums, the ceiling leaks, my suitcase soul begins to speak. I wasn't made to sit and stay, this life just pulls me miles away. City lights feel like a cage, I read escape on every page. They say there's comfort in a town, but comfort always wears me down. My compass spins where heartbeats go, to places I may never know. I'm not lost, just chasing wide, a place where restless can reside. Take me anywhere but here, where the night is loud and clear. I'll trade 4 walls for distant stars, and late night rides in borrowed cars. Let the world just disappear. Take me anywhere but here. I've chased the sky through back road bends, falling out with fair weather friends. But solitude has sweeter tunes than crowded rooms and silver spoons. I don't belong in lines or lists, I find myself in quiet twists. Let them stay, let them believe I was born with boots to leave. Take me anywhere but here, where the truth is crystal clear. No concrete weight, no walls too tight, just one more dawn in open flight. Let the silence draw me near. Take me anywhere but here. If I vanish, don't chase the trail. I'm not a soul you can curtail. I'm not afraid to disappear, as long as it's anywhere but here. There's ashes on the dashboard still, from nights I smoked against my will. You said the road could clear my head, but it just echoes what you said. The lines blur by like second chances, and I keep dodging backward glances. This truck's been mine since '94. It's held more pain than it was for. I shift through gears and buried years with songs that bring you back too near. The sky turns red, the silence grows, and where I'm going no one knows. You left with grace, but not with these. Now you haunt my miles like a breeze. Ashes on the dashboard, memories I can't afford. Smoke and dust and something more that keeps me reaching for your door. I'm not sure what I'm driving toward, just ashes on the dashboard. I've ashes on the dashboard. Silence found a louder way. The gravel cracked beneath my feet, where love and ruin used to meet. Your perfume clings to passenger air, like ghosts too stubborn to declare. I drive past the life we framed, your picture curling in the flame. Each exit sign just mocks my pride, still haunted by the things you tried. I thought we'd stand the winds and rain, but ashes fall when fire remains. Now there's ashes in the rear view, burnt out dreams and worn out truth. Every mile's a broken vow, but I keep going anyhow. Smoke and memory blur my view. All that's left of me and you, and you. Let's stop strangers, fleeting towns. Your name still echoes all around. The farther I run, the clearer it gets. The heart remembers what the head forgets. There's freedom here, but peace is thin, where loved ones carved its way within. I tried to leave what we became, but I still drive through smoke and flame. Now there's ashes in the rear view, burnt out dreams and worn out truth. Every mile's a broken vow, but I keep going anyhow. Smoke and memory blur my view. All that's left of me and you. The road rolls on, no end in sight, but I still see you in the night. I left you, yes, but not for good. You're everywhere I said I could. I've worn out maps from years ago, but none of them know where I go. I don't need signs, I don't need plans, just worn out boots and untied hands. If you ask where I'll begin, it's anywhere the wind ain't been. I've chased the storms, I've kissed the calm, but still I drift through every song. I don't belong to roots or names. I move like fire that won't be tamed. I never lose, I just don't win. I ride to where the wind ain't been. Some want gold, some want fame. I just want roads without a name. Anywhere the wind ain't been, past the fences and the spin, where the sky is raw and wide, and no one tells the tide. No no weight, no sin, just anywhere the wind ain't been. I've said goodbye in every tongue to strangers who became the sun. I leave behind but don't erase the stories carved in open space. My future starts where dreams grow thin, out anywhere the wind ain't been. Let the rest repeat their race. I'll take the road that time misplaced. Anywhere the wind ain't been, beyond the reach of where and when, where freedom hums in rusted steel and silence knows what's real. I've got no need to check within. I'm heading where the wind ain't been. So if you feel me pass again, I'm just chasing where the wind ain't been. Built a bridge, I watched it burn. I loved you wrong at every turn. I thought my silence kept you near, but all it did was stoke the fear. Now I stand where promises land, with nothing but ashes on my hands. For me to change, I wore the pride that kept me caged. I let you fight the war alone, while I pretended stone was home. Now all that's left is broken plans and ashes on my hands. You gave your fire, I gave my doubt, until the light just flickered out. Ashes on my hands from a love I didn't understand. You gave me gold, I gave you gray, and pushed your beating heart away. No turning back, no second chance, just ashes on my hands. The house we built still haunts my dreams, walls that crack and torn up seams. You deserve more than hollow air, more than a man who wasn't there. Now all the truth that used to stand is ashes on my hand. I never said the words you sought. Now all I hold is what I lost. Ashes on my hands, proof of what I let disband. You burned so bright, I stayed so small, and never caught you when you called. Now love is slipped right through the sand, like ashes on my hands. So if you wonder why I fell, just know I loved you far too well. With ashes on my hands. nights I dream of laughter through the floor, of footsteps finding my front door. The air is thick with waiting, each second stitched with quiet fate. I walk in circles, speak to walls, but nothing answers when I call. This place remembers who I was, but never questions why I pause. I live where time stands still, where air forgets to chill. Each day unlocks my box, whenever someone's not. No hand has reached this door frame yet. No word, no silhouette. I sit in corners, hope once grew, but even that has vanished too. No hand has reached this door frame yet. No word, no silhouette. I sit in corners, hope once grew, but even that has vanished too. The picture frame still holds our smiles, but we've been gone for endless miles. I talk like we're still side by side, though I've run out of truth to hide. The mirror shows me all I lost, a love that couldn't pay the cost. We held on tight, then let it go. A quiet burn too slow to show. We faded like a song's last chord. Now all I do is miss what's stored. We used to be us, now we're just past. A memory that couldn't last. You're in my mind, but not my hands. A love that slipped through sinking sands. I still pretend you'll call again, but deep inside I know the end. I sleep in halves, the bed too wide, with whispers I can't let subside. Your voice returns in every song, reminding me where we went wrong. The laughter we once kept so near now echoes through a distant year. We said forever, swore we'd stay, but sometimes hearts just drift away. I tried to hold what couldn't stay. Now silence sings the words you'd say. We used to be light in the dark. Now I just trace your missing spark. You walk in dreams I can't escape. A love left in its final shape. I breathe you in, then let you go. A silent ache I'll always know. You're not just gone, you're still right here, in every song, in every every tear. We used to be, but now I see we're just a ghosted memory. I never asked if you were free, if someone else had claimed your hand. I never asked what made you smile, or what you dreamed, or where you stand. You talked and I just nodded slow, too scared to chase the thought away. You were a song I didn't know, a note I feared I'd never play. You stood so close but felt so far, a distant wish behind a star. These are the things I never asked, the questions trapped behind my mask. I let the silence be my wall and watched you fade without a call. Now you're a story undefined, the one I loved but left behind. You letters in my mind, each word more honest than the last. But when you spoke, I froze again, a moment never meant to last. I wondered how your fingers felt, if laughter echoed in your chest. But I just smiled and looked away and buried all the rest. 1,000 things I meant to say just packed their bags and slipped away. These are the things I never knew, the truths I hid instead of you. I chose to lose, afraid to win, and kept the door from opening in. Now I just live with who I was, the one who never dared because carried on my chest. You were the light I let pass by, a question I won't get to try. Now I just live with who I was, the one who never dared because. I wonder if you ever guessed the weight I carried on my chest. You were the light I let pass by, a question I won't get to try. I thought we had a sacred space where nothing real would be erased. But you held back the parts of you that craved a different point of view. I waited for your heart to speak, but found it whispered once a week. And when you finally turned your head, it wasn't me you chose instead. You gave away the parts tried to catch your shifting tone, but you had left me all alone. You smiled through half confessions bare, but gave the rest to someone there. You built a love without my name, then blamed me for the dying flame. I played my part, I kept my vow, while you were breaking them somehow. You kept me close but out of reach, and left me chasing your deceit. The truth you shared with someone new was all I hoped you'd give me too. You let me drown in something fake, while they receive a you forsake. I tried to catch your shifting tone, but you had left me all alone. Used never mind to hold a view. You let me beg for something whole, while feeding lies to soothe your soul. I don't need closure from your voice, just distance from your selfish choice. You gave them what you claimed was mine, and called that love, but love won't lie. To whisper when I cried, you held my hand, you stayed beside. But lately all I get is cold, a love that's cracked and growing old. I call, you answer with a nod, like feelings faded, like a fraud. You speak to me like I'm a ghost, the one you loved but lost the most. Day by day, while standing close yet far away. You used to know my name by heart, now all I see is us apart. You say the words but lack the flame. You used to know, but you're not the same. We talk about the little things, avoiding truth that heartbreak brings. You laugh at shows but never smile, not like you did, not for a while. I kiss you soft but you pull back, like holding on might make it crack. I see the ending in your face, but still I cling to love's last trace. The way you breathe, the way you blink, it's not the same, it makes me think. You used to call me just to hear my voice when life would draw to fear and timing always failed. I'd pass you by and smile real small. You'd laugh with someone else instead. And all I did was watch you shine, while my heart whispered what I never said. You never knew how close I came to writing down your name. These are the words I never sent, the truths I sealed, the love unspent. I lived behind a quiet screen where every thought stayed in between. You walked away without a clue, but every song still sings of you. Sun, I never fitted into your skies. I held my breath each time you spoke, and let my hope become disguise. I almost called you late one night. The phone lit up, then turned to black. One heartbeat more, I might have leapt, but silence pulled the moment back. You smiled at me, but couldn't see the storm inside of me. These are the words I never sent, a love too fragile to present. I kept it hidden, wrapped in rhyme, then buried it in borrowed time. You lived a life I never knew, but every song still aches for you. Now all that's left is ink and air, and letters folded soft with care. A quiet love I won't forget, the one I never dared to get. These are the words I never sent, a love too fragile to present. I kept it hidden, wrapped in rhyme, then buried it in borrowed time. You lived a life I never knew, but every song still sings for you. Now all that's left is ink and air, and letters folded soft with care. A quiet love I won't forget, the one I never dared to get. I saw the way your fingers twitched, like words were pressing to escape, but something held us in still, a fragile bond we couldn't shake. You smiled too fast, I looked away. We drank our coffee, played pretend, but in the space where talk should bloom, we held a silence without end. We said so much with just a glance, then changed the subject in advance. The pause between our words was loud, a silent place we weren't allowed. We never dared to cross that line, afraid we'd break what wasn't mine. So we remained a quiet blur, the pause between what almost were. Went on, we stayed the same. Two hearts that hid behind the glass. You found someone, I clapped and cheered, while hiding what I let slip past. You called me late one rainy night, I almost almost said what burned inside, but laughter came and took its place and left the ache I couldn't hide. We danced on edges sharp and thin, then backed away and tucked it in. The pause between our words was wild, a truth too raw for either side. I'll watch the moments fade like mist, 1,000 chances I had missed. Now silence wraps us like a blur. We're still the pause of what we were. Wasn't lies that kept us still, but love we didn't dare to feel. In every pause, a piece of me still waits for what will never be.
Came in loud, no warning sign, a flash of heat across the line. I should have known by how you spoke that love like yours was bound to choke. Still I stayed and took the fall, thinking fire could warm it all. You kissed like thunder in my chest, never calm, never rest. We danced through nights that didn't sleep, in promises we couldn't keep. But storms don't settle, they move on, and by the morning you were gone. I thought I'd be the calm you'd find, but I was just a step behind. You were the storm, the storm. Now I drive through summer rain, still chasing echoes, still in pain. Every cloud brings back your name, every gust still feels the same. You were lightning in my hands, too bright to ever understand. I never asked you to be still, just to love me if you will. You were the storm that shook me to the core, a rush of something raw and real that left me wanting more. I built a home, you broke the norm, and left me with the sky. You were the storm, and if you're out there in the haze, still breaking hearts in different ways, just know you left me torn, but still you were the storm. And if you're out there in the haze, still breaking hearts in different ways, just know you left me torn, but still you were the storm. I watched you drift without a word, your silence louder than I'd heard. You smiled like someone out of reach and left without a single breach. I stayed pretending not to cry, but you were gone before goodbye. Your coffee cooled, your keys were there, but something missing filled the air. You touched my hand, but looked away, like love had moved or stayed away. No slammed door, no tear to dry. You were gone before goodbye. I tried to hold, your keys were there, but something missing filled the air. You touched my hand, but looked away, like love had moved or stayed away. No slammed door, no tear to dry. You were gone before goodbye. I tried to hold the shape of love, but shadows slip when you reach up. You were gone before goodbye. No warning, just a softer sigh. You didn't run, you didn't fight. You vanished slowly out of sight. Left me staring at the sky. You were gone before goodbye. I still replay that final day, like looking at a house decay. We smiled, we laughed, we shared a meal, but nothing in it felt quite real. I begged the moment not to lie, but you were gone before goodbye. We didn't break, we didn't bend, we just forgot how love should end. You were gone before goodbye. Already gone, no, by my side. You took your heart and left it whole, but I stayed staring through the hole. No last words, no reason why, just gone before goodbye. So if I seem a little lost, just know what leaving never cost. You were gone before goodbye.
You made the coffee just the same, still kissed my cheek, still spoke my name. But something colder filled the room, a silence hanging like perfume. Your eyes said what your words betrayed. You were leaving while you stayed. You folded shirts with practiced grace, but wore goodbye to cross your face. The dinners cooked, the laughter tried, but cracks kept showing where you lied. I saw the way you bent and swayed. You were leaving while you stayed. Not every door has to be slammed. Some just dissolve inside your hands. But you were leaving while you stayed, while smiles and soft routines were played.
So if they ask how love decayed, I'll say you left while you stayed. Just one day, you packed your silence on delay. Each word grew shorter, colder still, until goodbye was just goodwill. No storm, no shout, no desperate route. You just took the long way out. You smiled like it was still the same, but love was only left in name. I saw the way you held the door, like you weren't coming back no more. No slam, no fight, no fiery doubt. You just took the long way out. Some hearts break loud, some fade in years. You drifted off without a breeze. You took the long way out, not in rage, not with a shout. You wore the end like Sunday clothes and slipped away on quiet toes. No final kiss, no tear to scout. You just took the long way out. Now every wall still holds your scent, a love that stayed but never meant. You didn't run, you didn't stay, you just dissolved along the way. No sudden crash, no burning drought. You just took the long way out. I wasn't left, I wasn't thrown. You just outgrew what we had known. You took the long way out, 1,000 cuts without a doubt. You let the distance fill the air until you simply weren't there. No torch to carry, no recount. You just took the long way out. And now I stand too tired to shout at the way you took the long way out. You took the long way out, way out. You held my hand like you still cared, but looked at me like I wasn't there. You kissed goodnight, but not the same, like love had slipped without a name. The lights were on, the fire dimmed. You stayed until you didn't. You laughed at jokes you used to feel, but silence crept behind the meal. You danced with me, but missed the beat, your rhythm lost beneath your feet. until you didn't. Some hearts don't break in just one night. They fade beneath the softest light. You stayed until you didn't. Love me till it felt like distance. You smiled the way you always had, but every grin grew paper thin and sad. I held on while you played pretend. You stayed until the end. Now I replay those final days where warmth became a hollow phase. I tried to speak, you turned away and vanished like the end of day. No door was slammed, no glass was split. You stayed until you didn't. I didn't lose you all at once, just piece by piece in quiet months. You stayed until you didn't, until your silence grew persistent. You whispered love, but it was staged, a chapter left without a page. You left while never moving in. You stayed until you didn't. So if they ask how it all went wrong, I'll say she stayed, but not for long. The walls don't echo back my voice, they only hum my lack of choice. I live in shadows by design, where thoughts of me don't have to shine. I blend into forgotten days, a memory lost in the haze. They never noticed when I slipped, just moved along, their moments zipped. I carved out space inside their world, then watched it close, the silence curled. I live where I don't exist, erased from every list. They talk like I'm not there because they're unaware. I try to hold a tethered thought, but all the ties I had are rot. They left so kindly, unaware that kindness stung more than despair. I act like I prefer the dark, but truth is I just miss the spark. A touch, a glance, a voice to hear. Instead I float through silent fear. You can't reclaim what's never known, and hearts don't warm when they're alone. I live where I'm unseen, not angry, just between. No sorrow, just dismissed, a breath that won't be missed. You learn to fade, to drift apart, when no one speaks your name or heart. And in the stillness you exist, but barely feel you still persist.